Hello, welcome to Book Up Session. My name is Ashley Gunn. Today's book review is going to be on Ghosted by J.M. Darhower. This is a really cute book about a man who has made some really bad life decisions. His name's Jonathan. He is now a movie star, but he has a past of alcoholism and drug addiction. When he was a teenager, he fell in love with this girl, Kennedy. Kennedy gave up her life as she knew it, ran away with him so that they could make their dreams come true. They have this beautiful daughter named Maddie. Unfortunately, because of Jonathan's past, Kennedy has been a single mother raising Maddie on her own, and Maddie has never met Jonathan as her father or anything like that. Where the book starts, Jonathan is going to be starring in a movie that is filmed in a town very close to where Kennedy and Maddie live, and then Jonathan's going to try to get to know his daughter. That's really the basis of this book. I really enjoyed Maddie. I loved how much of the book she really was part of. I would say a good 20% evolved around her and Jonathan's relationship, or her and Kennedy's relationship. She's just this firecracker, amazing, and extremely well written. If I had to say anything about that relationship, my only concern was how quickly Jonathan and Kennedy got back together. Kennedy gets drunk one night and they sleep together. Okay, drunk mistakes happen. However, they quickly evolve into basically living together. Jonathan gives up his hotel. And that really concerned me because I felt like the basis for their relationship can't be the relationship that led them to being a single mother and a bachelor. It needs to be a new foundation where their family is the important part. And granted, Jonathan did change a lot, but you don't really know that as this relationship quickly evolves. The only other thing that I want to talk about with this book is if you watched my review of Reminding Avery, then you know that that book had all of the past first and then their present. So teenagers, and then halfway through the book, I want to say, it goes to their adult life. In this book, the way that it's written is so that you're going through their present life, and then you have these flashes. They're called Kennedy's notebook entries. And I point that out because they're not diary entries, and if you try and read it like a diary, you're going to get confused. I was at the very beginning, but essentially, Kennedy loves to write, and so this notebook is her writing her life with Jonathan down in a notebook. It's an important distinction because if you think of it as a diary, you're not going to understand how she's able to write about things that she wasn't there for. But when you realize she's rewriting, regurgitating what she knows about the situation now, or a little bit later where she actually talked to Jonathan and figured it out and then kind of wrote it down, that's a completely different thing. With that being said, I gotta tell you, I like it a lot more to have all of the past first and then the present next, because I was constantly misjudging the characters and situation, and honestly, I don't think the book would have lost anything to put all of the past first. I love the idea of Kennedy writing it because she loves to write. I have no problem with that. But for instance, when you meet them, Jonathan was trying to be reformed. He's going to AA meetings, he's going to NA meetings, he wants to know his daughter. So it seems like Kennedy is trying to prevent a guy who's trying to get his life back together from meeting his daughter. And don't get me wrong, I completely understand why you would do that carefully, why you would want to make sure that you control the situation so that Maddie wasn't hurt. It's not until the flashbacks that you realize that Jonathan has come back several different times. Those times he was drunk or high, and this is the first sober time. However, knowing that, Kennedy's reaction makes a lot more sense. You really don't ever know the characters because you think you do, and then you go to another flashback with another situation, something they've gone through, and you learn something new, and it really just feels like you don't have a complete grasp on who they are until the end of the book, and I am completely about the characters. If I can't find a way to connect with the character, the book loses something. And by stretching out these chunks of their history, their past, and you getting glimpses into who they are, it made it feel like you really don't know very much about these people through the entire book. The one consistent thing is Maddie. You're going to fall completely in love with her, and for that, I think that's what saved the book for me. Me having that connection with Maddie made me okay with the issues that I was having with Jonathan and Kennedy. That being said, I've never read another book by this author, and I will be attempting to, because I definitely think that the style of writing is something that I could completely get on board with. Just these characters didn't completely do it for me. Though, based on this book, I do think she would write a lot of different storylines that I would really appreciate. That being said, this book was on Kindle Unlimited. For anybody who has it, you can go ahead and check it out for free. If you like this review, go ahead and like it. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave that down below. Next week's book review is going to be on an entire series that I have almost finished, but I am completely in love with, so I can't wait to share it with you guys. If you like my reviews and you want to get them every week, go ahead and subscribe. Thank you all for joining me, and I will see you again soon.